You're listening to the 49 Carats Podcast, a 49ers Goldmine production with Stephanie Sanchez.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the 49 Carats Podcast. I'm your host, Steph. It is Wednesday, May 14th. I am so excited because in a few short moments, we're going to be getting the 49ers schedule release, and we're going to get the entire NFL schedule release. We've been hearing rumors, we've been seeing leaks, but now it's going to be the real thing. And the reason that it's exciting, especially this year, is because I think we suspect that the 49ers are going to be announcing something a little bit extra this year. They've been hinting at, maybe something having to do with jerseys, or I don't know. They're definitely going to have the rivalries jerseys. We know that. That's going to be like the NFL's version of City Connect. And so I do expect they'll tie that into this release video. But like I said, in just a couple moments here, we're going to see what the 49ers have in store for us. In the meantime, I'd like to show you guys, if you haven't seen, what the 49ers have been hinting at so far. They've dropped a couple of teaser videos. And so let me just share my screen here, what we got going on. So, this one here says whispers in the saloon say something is coming. And it's a video with, a guy coming up to an arcade game. Obviously retro vintage look. You can see he's wearing like that throwback, the black sweater with the throwback logo. Earlier this week, the 49ers also not hinted, but all right, look, this just happened. As I'm talking, they got this like game, what's it called, banner on their Twitter that they just updated. So I think we're gonna go for a digital look here. Look, even the avatar updated. We're going with a live. Let's see what else is loading as we go here and what they're updating on the fly. Here we go. All right, 5-minute video. We're gonna check it out right now together. Right, so this is week 1 right here. Seahawks, week 1 and week 18. 49ers will be playing the Seahawks. All right, Saints, week 2. Okay, it's an away game. They're in NOLA. All right, week 3, we've got the Cardinals. Week 3 and 11, Cardinals game. We got the Jags away game.
Ball.
Wow. Liam Owen Duval. All right, this is LA. We got the Air One. Week 5 and week 10, we got the Rams. A lot of division games early. Then we got the Bucks. We got Atlanta.
No! Boss! Get out of the way! Are you serious?
Giants. Week 9. Week 10. We've got the Panthers. Right, then we got Cleveland. In week 13, Cleveland. Right, then week 14, 49ers bye week. Pretty late bye week. Then the Titans in week 15. In week 16, Bears, week 17. Alright, I can decide. Conquer the Golden Trail. Here we go. I'm just gonna pause the video here because actually, there's still like 20 seconds left in this video. Let's see what else they got for us. All right, this is it. I think this is the extra stuff they're announcing. We got a little box drop. What might this be? To be continued. Oh man. Okay, so they're not going to show us the rivalry jerseys yet. I suspect that's what that next bit is going to be, but we do have the schedule, and as Nick Eller is pointing out, you see that black and red logo. Even the end of, with the schedule that they're showing here is in black and that like cream white. So this very well could be a hint at maybe if the 49ers do something new with their uniforms, it might be some black that they're going to be giving us. And with the brand refresh that they kind of rolled out earlier this week, if you guys didn't see about that, that was something that was, look, brand refresh, that's kind of big for just in general, the design team, any social media that they put out is going to have this new look and feel to it. They had already been rolling that out. But now, and I'm going to share it here for anyone who hasn't seen it. The brand refresh is, centered around a couple of different things, but within this refresh, and I'll wait for some things to load, there's, they talk about the gold, they talk about the floating SF, they talk about the faithful script, and one thing is this palette of colors that they have, the heritage cream with that with the red text, Montana red with the cream font, cream text, and then the gold rush gradient, and then primetime black. So I don't know, people got to thinking that maybe that might be the 49ers way of hinting at a uniform release. I don't know, but in any case, let's get back to the schedule here. Let me drop in the actual file because we got all right, so this is the 49ers schedule release. They even dropped the preseason games. The dates on that to be determined, but the first preseason game is going to be against the Broncos. No surprise there. The Broncos and the 49ers are planning a joint practice this year. So that's going to go right into their first preseason game. The second preseason game is going to be against the Raiders, followed by the third preseason game against the Chargers. Going into their actual schedule, we've got Seahawks in week 1. That's an away game. Then we've got in week 2 the Saints. So right off the bat, the 49ers are starting off with 2 road games to start the year. But of course, the 49ers like it that way because those early season games are really hot at Levi's. So I think they prefer to be on the road for the month of September. So that's okay. They're going to have their home opener in week 3 against the Cardinals, followed by another home game against the Jags in week 4, September 28th. So you got 2 road games to start, then you got 2 games at home. Then you go back on the road for 2 more weeks. Week 5, you got the Rams. Again, like I said, on the road. That's a Thursday night football game. So that's the 49ers' first primetime game of the season will be in week 5. Then the other road game there is going to be against the Bucs in week 6, October 12th. Back at home against the Falcons, that's another primetime game, Sunday Night Football, October 19th against the Falcons. They will be at home for that one. Then we have away game, the Texans, week 8, October 26th, followed by another away game going to the East Coast, New York, November 2nd, week 9. That's going to be an early body clock game right there. So back-to-back 2 early body clock games. And then in week 10, return to home for a game against the Rams, November 9th, followed by another divisional game against the Cardinals, week 11. And then in week 12, Monday Night Football against the Panthers, November 24th. Week 13, Browns, the Cleveland Browns, November 30th. That late bye week, week 14, late bye week for the 49ers. And then they're going to be at home in week 15, December 14th against the Titans. Week 16, Monday Night Football against the Colts. That's going to be a snoozer if I had to guess right now. It's going to lull us to sleep. And then week 17. So two back-to-back primetime games, week 16 and week 17. You got in week 17, the Bears, December 28th, Sunday Night Football. And then week 18, date and time to be determined, but that's going to be against the Seahawks. It's very possible, let's just say, that the 49ers, Seahawks have something to play for in that week 18 game, hypothetically. Like, do the 49ers make that a primetime game too? That'd be 3 straight primetime games potentially for the 49ers. So everyone in the comments, let me know what you think. Were you happy with the schedule release video? I know people complain about the creativity around those. You got teams like the Chargers that are always putting out some great schedule release videos. What'd you think about this year's? And also, what do you think about this schedule? I mean, a couple of things. No international games, which we already knew. The bye week is a late one. I don't love that, right? I usually like bye weeks to be right in the middle. But those late bye weeks could be beneficial, if you're a team that's looking to make the playoffs and you're hoping to make a deep playoff run, maybe that late bye week could come at a good time. As far as the primetime games, we've got, 4 prime? 1, no, I think 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, 5 primetime games for the 49ers after a 6-11 season. Are you guys surprised about that at all? I am a little bit. They got the Thursday night football, 1 Thursday night football game, 2 Sunday night football games, and 2 Monday night football games. Thankfully, just 1 Thursday night football, though. Last year, they had 2 Thursday night football games. They were one of the few teams that had to bite the bullet and take 2 of those. We do know that the 49ers have the easiest strength of schedule when you look at their opponents and the win percentage of those opponents in 2024. So in that regard, it's an easy schedule. But Nick Wagner actually said this earlier. The past 11 teams that had the easiest schedule based on previous season's strength of schedule went a combined 88-93. 5 of those teams made the playoffs. 6 did not. So really up in the air. The strength of schedule doesn't mean too much. I think what means the most is rest differential, all these little things, how the schedule actually shakes up in terms of how the early body clock games, the bye week, all these little things that go into making the schedule tough. It's not so much about the opponent. We see all the time teams fall into these trap games because it's an easy team, but there are other factors often that go into making it a trap game, or a game a team could possibly lose. So as far as road games, they got a couple early in the season that are like back to back, the week 1, week 2, followed by the week 5 and week 6 stretch. Then you got week 8 and week 9 back to back. But then from there, it's pretty favorable as far as the home and away splits. You got week 10 at home, week 11 away, week 12 at home, week 13 away. Then you got the bye week. Then you're at home in week 15. So I'm kind of liking how the second half of the schedule looks in regards to, home and away splits. So I think that's a pretty good thing. And then let's see here. So as far as the most travel miles, the 49ers will be traveling the 5th most of any team. So again, even though they have an easy strength of schedule based on their opponent's win percentage, there are other factors here at play. And they're going to be traveling the 5th most, 28,363 miles to be exact, this season. And that's kind of surprising given the fact that they don't have any international games this year. But the fact that they're a West Coast team does contribute to that as well. So some of the other NFC West teams are going to be going through the same thing. But looking at this schedule, I don't want to make any win-loss predictions yet. That will come probably later this week. In fact, I'll probably do that on Friday with Wayne, and I'll probably do it with Jay on Bully Ball on Tuesday. But just looking at this schedule, what I think the toughest game, factoring everything. Let's see here. Give me your thoughts. Let me take a quick scan. I mean, I think the Bears game is going to be at home, though. For some reason, the Bears have been like a trap game for the 49ers the last couple of years. And I think with Ben Johnson, they're going to be better this year. But I do like that it's going to be at home for the Niners. And it's going to be towards the end of the year. I think a low-key tough game might be that game against the Giants, November 2nd. That could be a potential trap game, second road game in a row, early body clock game, second early body clock game in a row. 49ers have historically just not been great in those. It's tough. So two weeks in a row having to deal with that might wear on them. So I'm kind of looking at that one, not so much because of the opponent, but just, the fact that they'll be traveling all the way to the East Coast, early game. And we know that field is not very kind. But besides that, as far as the home game slates, I do like what the 49ers have on the docket. I don't really know if I see a super tough stretch. I know, let's see. Nick said week 6 to 8 is probably the worst stretch. So let's see who they have week 6 through 8. They got the Bucks week 6 away, early body clock game. Week 7, you got Sunday Night Football. So they get, half a day extra to rest there against the Falcons. And then week 8 against the Texans. I don't know. That's a tough stretch, but that's why I think even more that week 9 could be like a trap game, just because you've played a tough stretch and then you got to go to the East Coast and play that early game. So I'm kind of thinking that could be 5 early clock games, for the 49ers this year. So that's tough. Again, in addition to the miles that they're going to be traveling, 5 early games, that is pretty, I would say, significant. Nick is suggesting or predicting 11 wins for the 49ers. What do you guys say? Are you guys optimistic looking at the schedule now? A little less optimistic? I always knew, hey, it's nice that they're going to have an easy schedule, but we got to wait till we actually see how it all shakes out because, again, there's other factors at play here. I'm a little bummed they didn't announce the rivalry jerseys today, or that they didn't announce the, I don't know, whatever other thing they're going to announce is what I'm expecting. They've been teasing it, so we'll see. And Benali says that Broncos preseason game going to be interesting given the offseason. Yeah, I think so. It will be interesting. The Broncos, I think, look primed to have a pretty good season. Yeah, my brother's already calling it. He says week 2, let's go to New Orleans. Right. You don't have to tell me twice. September 14th in New Orleans, week 2. We got to be out there. And, my brother always goes to the home opener. That's in week 3 against the Cardinals. Not the most exciting home opener. We went to the one last year against the Jets. That one was pretty fun. But what do you guys think of the schedule? Are you guys excited? What games are you guys planning to go to now that you have, the dates and everything? What plans are you guys making? You guys excited? I'm definitely pumped. Probably will be planning to go to one or 2 of these games. And yeah, it should be a fun season. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be going live again on Friday with Wayne. We're going to do a deeper dive on this schedule and give our predictions for the 49ers season. But for now, folks, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Audio listeners, leave a rating, leave a review. Really appreciate all of you. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I go live. But for now, folks, have a good rest of your Wednesday. Go Dubs!